Hey friends, so today I have a very interesting story for everyone. There was a person who always believed that he is a dead person. Since his childhood, he had a thought that he is a dead person. No matter he did his schooling, he did his education, everything, even he got married, he had kids. Still, he had a strong belief that he is a dead person. Many times he had visited many counselors, many doctors, everywhere, but still his belief was not changing. One fine morning, he went to one of the nearest doctors at his place, and he again started saying the same thing. Hey doctor, I am a dead person. So the doctor asked him that how you are a dead person? You are breathing, you have everyone in the family, you are alive, you are eating, everything. Still he was not ready to leave his belief. So doctor asked him a simple question. Hey, do you believe that dead people can bleed? He said, absolutely not. How can a dead person bleed? So doctor took a scalpel, made a wound on his hand. Blood started oozing out. What do you think this guy must have said? Any idea? You can post your comments because this is a complete interactive session and I'll be addressing the questions during this talk. Also, after the talk, we'll be addressing. So, what do you think the guy must have said? This guy said, oh, I really didn't knew that even dead men bleed. So what do we learn out of this? This person had made a strong belief that no matter what, I don't want to change. Similarly, if we have certain beliefs in our life, we can never change. And today, our complete talk, our today's live will be focused on emotions, as emotions define our entire life. Emotions define our physiology. It defines upon how we will be living further, as each and every emotion directly creates an impact on your body. You can post your questions during the live session, as it's a complete interactive session. So to start with, I'm sure everyone is aware about various types of emotions. We'll start with first and a very simple emotion called, what is ego? Any idea? You can put up your answers there. What is ego? Everyone has an ego. And we always hear this term that hey, this guy is very egoistic. My boss is very egoistic. My life partner is very egoistic. So what does this ego mean exactly? Any idea? You can put up your answers in the comments. Definitely everyone has a ego. तो आप आपके thoughts नीचे post कर सकते हो and I'll be replying individual queries also. So ego is nothing but it is a fear of failure. It is a fear of failure where a person tries to push himself with that extra effort to make the things happen. A very simple example which we see almost in every alternate house is like when a newly wedded girl comes to the house. We see most of the times it happens that a girl tries to take charge of the house. She being a learned girl, she being an educated girl, or she must be having her own ways of handling the things. So she tries to take up the charge of the house. Now the mother-in-law in the house, she also has taken care of her husband as well as this child, as well as this daughter's husband, means her own son, in a particular proper way. She starts feeling that yes, this new girl, this daughter-in-law, can definitely challenge her existing proven system. There might be a system which can take her child away from her, so she tries to put all extra efforts to prove that how she is right and how the daughter-in-law is wrong. This happens in almost every alternate house. Why this happens? Reason being, Fear of failure. Mother-in-law has her own fear of failure. Even the daughter-in-law tries to put her own ways to make it happen. So both have fear of failure. And this is termed as ego. And ego is, it generally ends up with the clashes. Second emotion, if we have to see, we will discuss about love. What exactly is love? We have seen since ancient times, since even in all the movies we see, n number of love stories are there. But what exactly is love? Love is a feeling which makes you feel comfortable, which makes you feel happy. If we see in terms of biological results, your body cells start feeling good. They start feeling happy. They react in such a way that you feel energized, you feel very comfortable, you feel that yes, this is the life which I wanted. So, love is always about feeling that happiness. How exactly are you happy? So, then how does it impact our physiology, emotions? As lots of new research is also being carried out in terms of psychoneuroimmunology. So, what exactly is the effect on emotions? और एक सिंपल एग्जांपल बताता हूँ. It happens most of the times that people go to meet someone in hospital. The person is lying on the bed. He must be going through some treatment. A person who visits there are chances most. Oh, yeah, this surgery. Even one of my relative had gone through such surgery, and he didn't live for more than 2 months, or maybe he died in two weeks. This sentence directly creates an impact on the patient's mind, and then it becomes a belief for that person that yes, now I won't live. Most of the time patients don't die because of diagnosis, they die because of prognosis. Reason being, every emotion, whether it is positive or negative, it directly affects our immune system. It either activates the immune system, whether it overactive or underactive. And once the immune system gets affected, it leads to all sorts of psychosomatic diseases. I'm sure everyone is aware about psychosomatic diseases. Psycho means mind, soma means our entire body. So, any disease which directly affects your body based on your thought is termed as psychosomatic diseases. And friends, you will be amazed to know, rather, most of them must be knowing, 85% of the diseases which happen to anyone in the world are psychosomatic. To certain extent, medical science has also proven that cancer is a part of psychosomatic diseases. We'll be covering that in depth during the coming live sessions in next weeks. But every positive and negative emotion directly affects on our body. For example, if you're continuously thinking negative, or if there is any fear, if there is any worry, definitely it directly triggers your adrenaline glands. It makes you over hyper at times. Sometimes your immune system gets suppressed so much that you get caught up with allergies, you get caught up with various sorts of diseases. So it depends upon what emotions you are allowing inside your body. Similarly, if you are imprinting a positive thought, a positive emotion, like suppose if I am chanting an affirmation, if I am chanting a mantra, no matter what, but if it's giving me a positive yeah feeling that yes, this is what I can do, it will definitely change your physiology, and it directly creates a positive impact on your immune system. You will see that most of the times a happy go lucky person doesn't fall ill so often. Even if the weather changes, no matter what happens, their immune system is very strong. Whereas a person who is always thinking negative, always trying to find faults in someone, or one or the other way, he has reasons to blame someone, there is a probability that he will get sick very often. There is a probability that he will get caught up with the infections very often, allergies very often. So it is important that how you allow those thoughts to enter in your mind. Every thought directly affects our immune system. Reason being, our body has almost 80 billion cells. And trust me, friends, every cell has a memory capacity of almost 32 GB. So even if you live for more than 300 years, our body has the capacity to absorb more and more information. Yes, I am saying it as information. I am not saying it as a knowledge. Reason being is of information. You gather information from various sources, whether it is internet, whether it is people, whether it's YouTube, whatever, or even by listening to people. So everything which comes in our mind is information through our senses. Knowledge is the only part which you actually use out of that information, that can be termed as a knowledge. So focus on what is coming in your mind and what is directly creating an impact on your mind. Emotions directly create impact on human body, as I have been saying. When we say a person is hyper, I'll give you one more example. As we see that most of the times, like even children get hyper, they try to throw things here and there, they try to make a mess. So what exactly does happen? Any sort of trigger triggers the adrenaline gland, which in turn, as you all are aware, there is a forebrain and there is a hindbrain. Forebrain works on intellectual patterns. It gives the power to think. It gives the power to see the things the way you want. And hindbrain completely focuses on your muscle actions. So what happens is, now if there is any fear, any worry or anything, any trigger signal which a person doesn't like, this adrenaline gland directly shuts down the blood supply from the forebrain, and it completely shifts that blood supply to the hindbrain. Moment the entire blood supply is shifted to the hindbrain, the person becomes active, person becomes hyperactive. His way of thinking is shunted down. He can't think of anyone. He just tries to pick up and throw the articles here and there. He tries to throw things in, or even he talks blah blah blah, which is not related. So it is important that how we allow these emotions to affect our body. Whenever you see a person that yes, he is having problems related to throwing the things, getting hyperactive, it is important to understand that what exactly is happening with that person. Why is he behaving in that way? People end up by going to a doctor. I'm saying that yes, you should go to a doctor, but first try to understand that what exactly is happening with the person. What emotions is he carrying? What emotions is he suppressing? Every emotion, as I have been saying in this video, every emotion creates emotion. So it is in our hand how we should allow our body to react, how we should take it further so that we live a healthy life. We live a life in which we are free from diseases. One more example, and of course in our live session we'll be discussing with various examples. Whenever you see a small child, suppose if he falls ill, if you take him to a new doctor, chances are that the child cries, or even the child takes time to even respond to the medicines. But if you take him to his regular pediatrician, the doctor with whom he is absolutely comfortable, that feeling itself gives a strong positive effect to the child's mind. We also call it as a placebo effect to a certain extent, whether it's a positive or negative. But when we are talking for this particular example, this is a placebo effect in terms of giving the positive belief to the child. He starts believing that yes, now I am in the safe hand and I'll be healed faster. Healing completely depends upon your thought process. Whenever a doctor prescribes a medicine, it's not that the medicines heal the person, but it's a thought process, it's the belief of that patient towards that medicine and towards that doctor which helps him to heal faster. This has been proven by neuroscientists. This is the way it works. It's a complete placebo effect of healing. Healing itself is completely depending upon the emotions. So, friends, it's always important to understand what's going on. How exactly are we thinking? And what we are allowing inside our mind. In our upcoming sessions, we'll be also discussing how to stop the negative thoughts or negative words which are coming inside our mind. Yes, it's practically possible that you can stop certain negative thoughts which are coming inside our mind. There are certain processes, there are certain techniques which I'll be discussing over the Facebook Live in coming weeks. We'll be discussing about how exactly we can handle our emotions in fraction of seconds. We'll be also discussing how to shift the emotions so that you can see a positive side of life, so that you can see a perception in a different way, helping you to enable your life better. We'll be working on various live techniques which you will be able to use for yourself as well as you'll be able to use for others and make their lives also better. Finally, my goal or our goal behind this Facebook Live is to create an awareness on emotional wellness. So you and I can enable people to have a healthy life, to have a healthy relationship, to have a better business. No matter what you are doing, it's all about emotions. Whether it's your business, whether it's your life, whether it's your relationship, it's all about emotions. And a person's emotions directly affect the physiology. Before we conclude, I would also like to give a small example, one more small example. We'll be working on lots of examples. Most of the times we see that, especially nowadays in the school, the counselor in the school terms the child as ADHD, attention deficit hypersensitivity disorder. It's a very simple term, but it's like blindly used that आपके बेटे को तो ADHD है. Now, why does this ADHD happen to the child? Attention deficit. Scientists have proven that during the 5th month of pregnancy, when the cerebral cortex starts developing in the fetus, at that time, if the mother is undergoing any stress or if the mother is seeing such scenes, like in India we have a very common Hindi serial called Southern India, or maybe any crime patrol, any serial, I call it as dharmic serials, which directly affect the mother's mind as well as it directly gets imprinted on the fetus. Any serial which has anger, which has hatred, which has killing, no matter what, aggression, it directly affects the fetus. Down the line, this child probably develops the symptoms of ADHD. Reason being that aggression, that all those feelings are imprinted on his subconscious mind. Neuroscience has already proven such things. So it is important what we imprint on our mind. So friends, I'm sure you enjoyed today's session. Stay tuned, as in our next session we will be discussing about certain techniques with a live example. Maybe we'll be discussing about a technique which can help you to see a difference in your pain. You will be able to see how you can shift your pain immediately. In our complete Facebook Live sessions, we'll be discussing emotional wellness. So friends, thank you for watching this today's Facebook Live. Stay tuned, stay healthy, have a blessed life, and have a absolutely happy life. Thank you.